Captioning, why we do it and how we do it. I'm Debbie Bullard from the Accessibility Resource Center. Just a little about me and my role on campus. I'm the Accommodations Coordinator and Assistive Technology Specialist. I train our students with disabilities how to use assistive technology, such as screen readers and speech-to-text software. I also act as the liaison for students and their instructors. I convert documents to alternate formats, including Braille, large print, and electronic documents such as ebooks. I manage the note taker program as well as proctor exams for students who get testing accommodations. So I'll interact with instructors quite a bit if there are questions or concerns regarding a student's accommodations in their classroom. So what is captioning? I'm sorry, my slide will not advance. One second. There we go. What is captioning? You've probably seen captions if you've ever turned on your captioning option on your television at home. Captions are the on-screen text that display a video's dialogue, identifies speakers, and describes other sounds that can be heard without whether they're relevant or not. The three types are closed captions, and those can be turned on and off at will. Open captions, and they are always on, they can't be turned off. And then there's subtitles, which are translations we're accustomed to seeing if we watch a film in a foreign language. Now, captioning protocol at UNCP, we do have captioning protocol that we follow here. Federal law requires that we utilize only media products with open or closed captioning or subtitles, and or provide an alternate format such as a transcript. Now, when a video is shown in class, make sure that the captions are turned on always, and doing so will help all students in your classroom. Now, you do have an obligation to make sure you're following protocol as outlined on our website in our captioning policy. And our office has an obligation as well to inform instructors when a hard of hearing or deaf student is registered for your course, so that we can give you time enough to make preparations or ask questions of us if necessary. Now, timely notification to you is dependent upon the voluntary disclosure by the student. So if they don't tell us that they're a student with a hard of hearing impairment or some sort of a deaf impairment, then we won't know to notify you. In addition, the ARC, or Accessibility Resource Center, is responsible for providing the university community with information regarding captioning and the law. Now, who benefits from captions? Who are captions for exactly? Well, captions are mainly for people with a hearing disability, and that could be a student who's deaf or a student who's hard of hearing. Just to be clear, our department knows our deaf and hard of hearing students as long as they've registered with our office. And we keep up with those students as long as they're taking classes here at UNCP. We check their schedules each semester, and we'll notify their instructors if there's a student in their class with a hearing impairment and what the accommodations the student requires, including captions. Now, why do we tell you to make sure captions are on if we know there's no deaf or hard of hearing student in your class? Because there might be someone in the class who has a hearing issue, but it doesn't exactly rise to the level of a disability. For example, there might be someone in your class who's slightly hard of hearing due to age or an accident. Or maybe you have a student who English is their second language, or a student with ADD or ADHD who benefits from hearing and seeing spoken words. Think about those visual learners sitting in your classroom. It helps if they see the spoken words as well as hear the words. There might be outside noise going on, like maybe some construction. You can miss a word here and there. If the captions are on, you won't miss the word because it's right there on the screen for you to read. Maybe the person who's speaking in the video is hard to understand due to an accent, or if they use slang terms, or if they're just a constant mumbler and you can't understand that person. Those are things we never think about until it's brought to our attention. And then it makes perfect sense, right? So it's very important to have those captions turned on at all times, even if you know that there's not anybody in your class who has a hearing impairment, because it'll help other people in the class. So what exactly do you need to know? We need to know that we need to comply with the law, first of all. The number one thing is remember, and we can't say this enough, that it's your responsibility to utilize only media products with open or closed captions or subtitles and/or provide that transcript. Simply put, when purchasing a new video, just make sure it's captioned and you'll have no worries. What if you have a video you want to use for teaching purposes and you find out it's not captioned and there's no script? Well, you do have several options. You can contact your colleagues or the library or other universities or even the publisher to see if there's a captioned version out there that you didn't know about. Or you can try to substitute with a similar video that's already captioned. Also, you can determine if the video that you're trying to show without captions is essential to your course. Do you really need it? Or maybe there's some alternative out there. You can also send it to a vendor to have it captioned. And we do have a list of vendors on our website, and the cost is incurred by your department, so remember that. And in some cases, you can even caption it yourself using Stream, which you'll learn about shortly. Remember that any video you produce yourself needs to have correct captions, and the law states that it needs to be 99% accurate. Now, if you do YouTube videos and you use the captioning feature in YouTube, it does caption for you, but be sure to go back and check those captions because chances are they're not very good and it will definitely make mistakes. It's a nice feature, but it's not 100% accurate, not even close. So this is the staff of ARC. Miss Vanessa Halls is our interim director and ADA coordinator. That's me in the middle, and then Miss Shonda Cummings is our admin associate. Please contact us if you have any questions about captioning. We're always happy to help. Thank you all so much. I'll turn it now over to Mr. Terry Locklear so he can show us how we can do our own captions. Terry?
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie. Wonderful job as always. So Miss Debbie talked about why we should do the captioning, why we should do captioning. So I'm here more so to talk about the how. So how should we do captions? The first question you may need to ask yourself is which approach should I take? And the approach you take is going to be based on what type of content you're looking to have captioned. Are you interested in captioning a live event, something synchronous with students, in a live setting? Is it going to be a recording or an existing video? So the approach you take may differ based on based on the answer to this question. Okay, so in terms of synchronous conferencing platforms at UNCP, or for live events or for live classes, we have essentially two tools right now, but one that's on the way. The conferencing platforms that we have now are Google Meet and Cisco WebEx. Those are the big two widely supported by the university. And something that's on the way is Zoom. So we'll be getting Zoom here pretty soon. So these are the three that we'll have available. But really the only one that currently has live captioning is one called Google Meet. If Google Meet is very similar to Google Hangouts, but for synchronous classes, Google Meet supports live captions. So here's an example of a captioning video that I made this morning. Hopefully the sound will come through, and I'm going to just play it for you. This was something that I recorded live. So if you'll notice that the system automatically corrected itself along the way. You can notice that it added punctions. It added commas. It knew the beginning of the sentence, the end of the sentence, and added commas along the way. So currently, Google Meet is certainly one of the best tools available to anywhere, and it's also handy because it's supported by UNC Pembroke. And in order to access this tool, the only thing you need to do is go to meet.google.com and log in with your UNCP username and password. So you're not going to log in with your personal information. When you log in with your UNCP username and password, you'll have access to to the full-fledged functionality of Google Meet that includes live captioning. And if you'll notice here at the bottom, you can turn that on and off. That was a button right here under the control. Okay, so that's Google Meet. Now, for the approach that you take for recordings or existing videos is essentially the same. And I suggest, or I recommend that we will try to use Microsoft Stream as much as possible. YouTube is nice, but I like using Microsoft Stream because you can record, or you can control the access. You can control who actually accesses your video, and I think the automated captioning actually works a little bit better in Microsoft Stream than it does in YouTube. So when you go to upload a video in Stream, you're just gonna these are the options you'll see: details, permissions, options, and you'll just want to make sure that this auto generate captions box is checked. So when you upload a video that you've recorded, or you've got somewhere, but you've an existing recording, you're gonna have the option to use these auto-generated captions. And when you do that, it's going to take some time for those captions to generate. It depends on how long the length of the video. So typically, if the video is maybe like an hour long, it may take a couple of hours for for you to be able to see these captions in the video when they're fully generated. So when they're completed, when the process is complete, this is what you're going to get from the side as as the owner of the video. You'll be able to see this this option here. So if you're just sharing the video and allowing people to watch it, the captions will come up right here. But as the owner of the video, you'll see those transcripts here as well. So what you can do is, if you find anything, if you find any words or anything that needs to be corrected, you can just scroll up and down in this transcript box here and fix those. Sorry. And fix any issues that you may find, and it'll actually automatically save along the way. So it's fairly easy to fix those in Microsoft Stream. So this is in YouTube. This is what that same box looks like. So here's how you correct mistakes in Stream, and this is what it looks like in YouTube. So in YouTube, you get more of a holistic view of the entire with the entire transcript. Of course, when you add a video to YouTube, you can control the access in terms of is it going to be fully private, is it going to be public, or is it going to be accessible only to folks that, or only to individuals that have the link. And there's going to be a checkbox there as well, as long as you select the language in which the video is recording. If you select English, it's going to automatically generate a transcript for you. And then when you go into edit the video, this is kind of what the view that you get. Okay, so I'm the instructional designer for the Office of Online Learning, but if you have any technical issues with or technical issues or technical questions, you're gonna want to contact Do It. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have now as well. And we appreciate your attendance today. My name is Terry Locklear, and my contact information is below. So I'm happy now to entertain any questions that you may have. And you're welcome to post those in the chat box as well.
Terry, I have a question. This is Crystal.
Yes, ma'am.
I've had problems with, like if I have a file or a video or something that I have linked to Canvas, using using the Microsoft Outlook icon, my students can't access it if they're off campus. Even though I have the permissions set to allow them to access it, if they're off campus, I always get one of those emails that says so-and-so is requesting permission to view this file. So I'm wondering if A, you know the answer to how to fix that, and B, is Stream going to cause the same issue where they can't access it off campus?
Stream is a Microsoft product, so it's the accessibility piece is gonna work the same. So this only happens in Microsoft Office.
Yeah, it happens when I link things through Canvas using that Microsoft icon. I can show you if you want me to.
If you don't mind, I would like to see that if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let me go to share screen and this one. Okay, so let's say I'm sharing this. I'm linking it in using this icon here, Microsoft Office 365. And then like, let's say I add a file. I want them to be able to access a Word document, and I, do, and then I link it in like this. So this will take me into my cloud files. And then if I select like a Word document like this, when they click on this, they can access it if they're on campus. But if they're off campus, I get that they send that little notification through my email that says so-and-so is requesting permission to add. And I've checked to make sure they're not logged in like with their like a different account, to make sure that they're logged in with their university account, and they are. And I haven't been able to figure out how to get around this other than just like attaching it. But I don't want to be attaching stuff because then as I make edit, I have to like reattach it. The whole point of doing it this way is that it's linked to the cloud, so when I update it, it's updated for them.
Yeah, I wonder if that has something to do with so you pick this from a folder. The folder that you're linking the file from. I wonder what would happen if you set the permissions for that folder to anyone with the link can access it.
I can check and see.
But that's really a question for Do It. So
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but I appreciate that. We have a question here in the chat. Professor Gay noted that she's using videos from YouTube, but she wants to try Google Meet. To access Google Meet, the URL, all you would need to do is just go to meet.google.com and log in with your UNCP credentials, and you can create a meeting from there. So you can just log in directly to meet.google.com and click on create meeting or start meeting, and you can start from there, and then it will give you the share information. So it will give you like the link and the phone number. I think it's accessible by phone as well. Okay, we have another question here. I think Miss Debbie answered that. Does anybody else have anything? Any additional questions or anything else I can help with? Who is the current instructional design contact? And well, this is directly to me. Sounds like the same. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly if Zoom is going to be if Zoom is going to have the functionality to provide live captioning, but Zoom is coming, and there should be an announcement across campus here pretty soon. Okay. So I'll stick around for a few more minutes if anyone has any questions. Is Zoom secure? Yeah, I think Zoom is going to be it's going to be secure now, because it's going to be integrated through our behind all of our systems. So you'll have to log in with your UNCP username and password to access it. So it's kind of going to be behind UNCP's all of our security security software and hardware. So yeah, I think Zoom had kind of a tough go at the beginning of the COVID situation with security. I think they worked on it on their end, but since we're going to be premium users, we'll have it'll have all of our security protocols in place, so it should be quite secure. So if anybody doesn't have any additional questions, that's all that we have here today. I noticed there's a couple of questions that are sent private, and I'll stick around and answer those. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your attendance. And again, if you have any technical questions or anything, feel free to contact DeWitt, and I'm available for anything related to instructional design. So thank you so much for your participation. We appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. Remember, if you have any questions for the Accessibility Resource Center, we're happy to help you. Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
Hi, Terry. So do you know who I should contact and do it to ask about this?
To ask about, I think that would be that's an issue of the connectivity between the functionality between Canvas and 365 and how that works. I would reach out to Wes Frazier.
Okay.
Yeah, he would most likely be the best one to help you and do it.
Okay. Because it's been an issue like all semester long, and I can't figure it out. I mean, I have it set to anyone with the link can view. For like the entire folder. And if students are on campus, they don't have any problems with it. But if they're off campus, they don't have access.
That's
And
odd.
I know
Yeah.
it's been driving me crazy because I can't figure it out. And I'm pretty good with like techie stuff. Like, I mean, for an average layperson, like I'm pretty good. I'm above average. So I can't figure it out. And then if I'm correct, students don't have VPN access. Do you know? I don't
I'm not
think
exactly. I don't know why they would need VPN access.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But if they're off campus and they can't access the files without getting a special permission, and I mean, this happened when I was using like the Google Drive and they were trying to log in with their personal Gmail account. And so I've got them pretty well trained now. Like, no. With Google, it's you log in with your university login just like anything else. So they've got that. But now I figured out, okay, well, with Canvas, if I link it to my OneDrive and I make edits, it should just automatically change. And I should like put an attachment up. But
It should, because when students click on a 365 file for the first time, it's going to ask them that question about, do you authorize or whatever. So once you do that one time, they should be good.
yeah, but I have like 48 students in my class.
But each one of them is going to have to like do it. It's almost like a message that pops up whenever they click on it. It'll say,
Yeah, but I don't want to have to manage dozens of those.
It's not going to come to you, so they just click like I agree or whatever and move on.
Then why am I getting the requests to grant them access?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought that once they granted that authorization, it would be it, them being on campus. That's kind of odd. I didn't think that mattered. But yeah, this is a question for Wes.
Okay, well, I'll give him a call and get help from him. Thanks so much for your assistance today, Terry.
Thank you. I hope that this helped. It was kind of short and sweet, but that's
Well, it
pretty
helped
much it.
just to go over the stream stuff. Like, I know of stream, I just don't really know how to use it. And honestly, like, getting everything synced together in an organized way is what's hard. So, like, okay, you've got Zoom files. Like, now where do you put them? Do you leave them on the cloud? Do you download them to your computer? If you download them to your computer, do you put them on, OneDrive? And then, what's the best way to then get them onto stream, and then from stream to Canvas? So it's like all this connectivity stuff. That's what makes it hard. It's not using each thing individually.
Yeah. It's the ecosystem.
Yeah, and then when you have issues like this where you're like, on my end, I have everything set up to share as best I can, and they still can't get it. It's just like, ugh. And then the students get frustrated with the instructor, and I'm like, and then I tell them, like, you're gonna have to call do it. Well, then they come back 2 days later and they're like, well, I still can't get on such and such. I'm like, well, did you call do it? So, like, basically the onus always falls back on the instructor.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's just frustrating.
I understand.
Okay, well, I'll give Wes a call. Thank you for the suggestion.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.